Okay, if you're like most ceramic coating business owners, your business is probably doing half or even less than half of what it should be doing. So in this video, I'm going to cover exactly how you can double your business's revenue overnight. And this is a client that we're working with right now. You can see last month we made him about $8,800, his first month working with us, and the month before he'd only done about 7K. So a little over doubling his revenue just by implementing the proper systems to avoid losing sales. So two big things here are going to be the rule of 5 and the rule of 7. This is essentially what this whole video is going to be based around, and it's not so much lead generation, but rather how can you convert every lead that you get and avoid the opportunity cost of missing out on sales. So rule of 5 is essentially just saying that leads are 22 times more likely to convert if you're able to connect within 5 minutes. So that means a lead comes in, maybe from Facebook, Instagram, Google, they submit a form. You need to reach out and have contact with that lead in 5 minutes of the submission. So if you're someone who waits 24 hours, even 2-3 hours, even an hour, you're missing out on sales because the lead is getting colder every single minute that you wait. The rule of 7 is essentially just the average amount of touch points that it takes to convert a sale. So this one is catered more towards follow-ups. If you are not having 7 individual touch points with each prospect and you're thinking that they're lost or they're going to go to a different shop without them explicitly saying that, then you're missing out on sales. If someone says that's too much for me, something of that nature, then obviously don't keep following up with them. But a lot of people are just going to say, let me think about it, let me follow up, or let me call you back. And if you're not hitting them up again 7 more times, then you're missing out on who knows how many sales every single month. In our own agency, we do see this rule play out as most people are going to say they want to call us back, they want to talk to their husband, wife, and we never hear back from them. So what we do is actually have a system in place that allows us to follow up with each lead on a schedule. So typically we're going to schedule a follow-up call time on the initial call. So if they say, let me think about it, let me talk to my wife, we're going to go ahead and schedule a follow-up time. So if it's Monday, we're going to say, perfect, should I call you back tomorrow or Wednesday? Get that touch point, same thing, do it over and over. And if they don't reply, just keep reaching out because there's still a chance that they're going to buy. And think about it like this. I mean, even if you only get one extra coating a month, that's an extra $1,000 to $3,000 that you could get just from actually following up your leads. So what does this mean for your business? Well, if you're like 95% of shop owners that we talk to, you're rarely contacting prospects within 5 minutes, sometimes not even within an hour, and you never follow up with leads. You give them a quote and that's it. If they do it, they do it. Otherwise, you lose the sale. So what impact does this typically have on the business? Well, you're probably getting under 50% of the business that you should be getting right now. So a lot of people who maybe aren't growing their business as quick as they want need to look at these metrics. If you're not contacting leads within 5 minutes, if you're not following up at least 7 times, scheduling follow-up calls, then that's probably a big reason why your business is stagnant, why your business isn't growing the way you want. So if you haven't already implemented both of these, then you can do so and have a massive jump in sales with that one simple change. And yes, it's more effort, but the effort is worth it. And we're actually about to go over how you can make this happen without spending extra time and actually saving time on calling leads. So most shop owners are extremely busy and maybe don't have time to call every lead 7 times, call every lead within 5 minutes by themselves. So what's the solution to that? Well, the best thing that we found to do is actually to hire an ISA. So an ISA is an individual sales agent. You can find these all over the world, and they're not extremely costly to hire, but the impact that it will have on your business to have an individual agent dedicated to calling your leads and your leads only all day long is going to be dramatic. So typically when we are hiring a new ISA, what we do is create a job post in Mexico on Facebook, running a paid Facebook ad. You can do low budget. You're going to get a lot of leads, a lot of people reaching out wanting interviews. So you can do a $5 per day ad budget, run it for 2-3 days. You're going to find a qualified prospect. So one thing that's important to note here is only interview those with perfect English or else you're wasting your time. There's a ton, especially in Mexico, of people who do have perfect English and who are willing to work. Find one of those and make sure that you're only hiring and only interviewing people who have the accent that you want your customers to hear. So we also recommend finding someone who has had experience as an ISA Not so much for the hard skills of objection handling, things like that, but more so soft skills that you develop over time as a cold caller, because it is draining to call leads for 6, 7, 8 hours per day. And someone who's not experienced in that might have a difficult time adjusting and putting in the volume that you need to actually see dramatic results in the business. So, in addition to finding someone who's had experience, we want to make sure that they're willing to actually work hard and adjust when needed. So you need to find someone who's trainable and who it's easy for you to work with, who it's easy for you to teach exactly what to do, so that when a change does come up, because there are going to be things that they need improvement on, it's easy for you to train them on that. It's easy for you to help them change and become a better ISA. So once you feel like it's a good fit, you can go ahead and extend an offer. Make sure that you do hire the right ISA, and we're going to go into this a bit more down the line. But if you hire the wrong ISA, you're going to have a very bad day. So just to overview this little section right here for you real fast, typically the best way that we found to hire an ISA is create a job post in Mexico, $5 an hour. You can do this on Facebook. Just create a simple Canva image. We are hiring ISAs, requirements, amazing English, past experience, willing to work hard, able to change, whatever work hours you want. And on the Facebook ad, we're going to have them fill out a form. So typically we're going to use conditional logic. Make sure that they're willing to use Time Doctor, which is a software we use to track how long they work. Make sure they're willing to work the hours you want. Only work for you. Don't get someone who's working for 2, 3 different companies at the same time. And obviously perfect English, a couple more things. But if you do want some more info on exactly what we do for hiring, there's going to be a link in the description to a completely free school community. Join that, and we go over everything that we teach on this channel in more depth. And again, it's completely free. So typically with training your ISA, which is time consuming, but it frees up a lot of time on the back end for your business, we recommend doing a 2-week training. So day 1 is going to be a course. Typically, you should be making a course for your ISA. In this include all the softwares you use, all the standard operating procedures that you want them to follow, scripts, maybe some call recordings that you've got from good calls for them to listen to, and have them do a couple practice calls so you can hear their tonality, what it sounds like, and upload those videos to a drive for you to listen to. A couple more small things, but general basis, make a course, show how everything works, have them go through that, and then they'll be ready to actually shadow you day 2 through 4. So whenever you're calling leads, you can have your ISA just jump on a Google Meet, share your screen. They'll be able to listen in and watch how you move through the software so that they understand how that works in real time. I recommend doing this for day 2 through 4. You probably don't have a ton of time set specifically to call leads because, again, you own a full shop. You're a busy person. You don't necessarily have hours a day like an ISA will to call. So if this is only a 45-minute to 2-hour session, it's completely fine. Just make sure that they see how everything works live when you're doing it. And day 5 is going to be live calls. So you actually sit in, let your ISA make calls, and make recommendations during this session. If you can dedicate at least 30 minutes to 2 hours to this, similar to when the ISA listens into you, that's going to be good enough. Make sure they make adjustments, and if you do this for 2 hours, by the end of that time period, you're going to have an ISA who's fairly well trained and able to go off on their own and make calls. So day 6 through 10, the ISA is going to start calling solo by themselves without you listening in. Every night, I would recommend spending 30 minutes reviewing their calls, having daily meetings, and helping them adjust and make changes where needed so that they can become a better ISA. In addition to this, one thing that I want to note real fast, on their compensation, I would highly recommend doing some type of performance basis. This could be $1, $2 bonus for every appointment or closed job that they book you. So this is going to motivate them to actually improve and become a better ISA for you. One more thing real fast is I would always set expectations with them. So typically our ISAs are going to be calling anywhere from 150 to 200 leads per day. Make whatever you want them to do clear at the beginning and make a clear KPI for, of the people that answer the phone, how many should they be booking. And if they're below that, you need to look into helping them out. If you've done everything you can, it might be time to change out, find a new ISA. And then also have them review their calls every night as well, or have them review their best and worst call and note why was it the best call and why was it the worst call. What are they going to change the next day? Have them send that over to you. listen into their calls and make sure they're correct on the reasoning behind that. So once this is actually done properly and you have a sales agent dedicated to your business calling your leads every single day, you're going to have a killer salesman on your team for $800 a month plus commission. Now, some of you only making a couple thousand a month, maybe 4, 5, 6,000, might think this is a lot, which it is, but you pay them as you go. So it's not like you pay this up front. And if you book one extra coding job per month, then it pays off and frees up your time. So their whole job is to call leads and convert the leads. So you won't have to worry about that at all. And again, just coming back to this to end the video off, make sure to hire the right person, because these people will do everything they can to make your life miserable if you hire the wrong person. So if you hire the wrong person and you fire them and they don't like it, they're going to leave a bad review on your business. They're going to go comment all over your Facebook page, whatever it might be. Just make sure that you find the right person or things will not end well. That's pretty much it for today. Again, if you want more help on the specifics, we've got a completely free school community. Link is in the description. Talk to you soon.